Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to our holiday sale, Black Friday, Tanglewoods Rose, Thanksgiving. What am I missing? It's a stream. It's a Monday morning stream. We don't do these often, but all of our holiday and Black Friday deals launch at midnight. The next midnight you experience Central Time, all of our stuff will be live. Why am I saying it that way? Because we were debating, is it midnight tonight or is it midnight tomorrow? Technically, it's midnight tomorrow. But if I say that, you're all going to get confused. And so midnight, we are.
When can you feed a gremlin, Gilly?
When can you feed a gremlin?
Is it after midnight? And what is after midnight?
And what is, I don't, it's been a really long time since I've seen gremlins, so I cannot comment on.
Isn't every time after midnight technically after midnight? So can you feed a gremlin at 12:01 a.m. or can you feed it at 11:59 p.m.? They're both after midnight.
This is stressing me out.
So off mic, so this is you.
Santoro is feeding me Gremlins lore and making me question everything I know about time. So anyway, good morning. I'm Josh Welgus. You know me as Gilly, and we're just here to show off for the first time, give you your first sneak peek at Tanglewoods Rose. And along with answering some questions and just giving you a brief rundown, because I'm probably going to forget some of them, but a brief rundown of what you can expect going into our holiday sale, which again launches in roughly 12 and a half hours, just a little bit less than 12 and a half hours. So welcome. Thanks for watching. If you like this type of stream, if you like me, if you don't like me, if you like Andrew Santoro, if you don't like Andrew Santoro, if you like Gremlins, it doesn't matter, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Our YouTube channel is by far our fastest growing internet platform, and we want to continue to invest in this. And the best way to tell us that you like this type of content and you enjoy watching my disheveled, unshaven face is to like and subscribe to these videos. So I'll get that out of the way right up front. We'll start with a little bit of Q&A, but the first thing that I will just say is, holiday deals, holiday bundles, new products, etc., all launch tonight. And what does that mean? So we have Tanglewoods Rose. If you are not familiar with Tanglewoods Rose, we launched the trailer for it about a half an hour ago. So you can watch that right here on this channel. Tanglewoods Rose was and is but it began as a secret Tanglewoods deck that we were working on behind the scenes that was going to be exclusive to Barnes & Noble for a year before we were going to put it into wider distribution and so on and so forth. Well, tariffs and everything attached to that kind of absolutely massacred and disrupted our plans to have the product here in time and in a beautiful state that we could put it through Barnes & Noble, where it was meant to release roughly this summer-ish. So we decided, rather than putting it through Barnes & Noble, we decided to pull it back, and we are just releasing it directly to customers, and it releases tonight. So you're going to see full gameplay of Tanglewoods Rose here in just a little bit from Andrew, and we're excited to show it off. It has kind of a tower defense vibe to it, actually, which is pretty cool. So this is there's all of the art in Tanglewoods Rose is unique, and it's not reused. It is a full built from scratch Tanglewoods experience that I think you all are going to really, really love. It is pretty heady and pretty brainy and pretty thinky, and it's a good one. It's a good one. So we sold it early this last weekend at PAX Unplugged, so there may be a handful of you who have it in front of you right now. If so, you're going to get to learn how to play it if you haven't dug into the rules just yet. But yeah, Tanglewoods Rose, along with all of our actual normal Tanglewoods content, will be coming out of pre-order tonight and will be available for the holidays, which is awesome. In addition to that, We also have the Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second Era Chef Class Pack, which we have previously sold at Gen Con. Also, we're selling that at PAX Unplugged. Now, you can grab that through the Pledge Manager for Heroes of Tamriel right now if you are already pledging for Elder Scrolls. But if you would like to play the Chef Class for the holidays, you will be able to order that tonight to ship to you during this holiday season, which is pretty great. So those are the two new products that are releasing everywhere. So that'll be global releases for those two products, Tanglewoods Rose and the Elder Scrolls Chef Class Pack, and again, along with general Tanglewoods 20 Strong stuff coming out of pre-order tonight. On top of that, we are promising that if you order Dragons of Etchinstone in the United States, it will ship before Christmas. Why have I sort of said that in a funny way? Well, because the container's not here yet, and there will be a Dragons update coming this week to sort of give an updated version of the timelines. We expected the Dragons container to be arriving like Friday of last week, and it looks like it's most likely going to arrive a week from today. Now, there were some delays, holiday-related delays, so fulfillment for backer copies of Dragons of Etchinstone will begin likely next week, assuming that it does actually arrive when it's supposed to now. And then anybody who orders Dragons during this holiday sale, we are calling it a release. I think we're going to take it out of pre-order, as we've kind of talked about. Just know that it will ship after all of the campaign copies have fulfilled here in the United States, but it is imminent. Its arrival is very, very imminent, and we are excited to get that out the door to you as well. So, so lots of new products. Things like Too Many Bones will be coming back into stock. There have been, it's kind of like floated in and out of stock over the last couple months because we are very low on stock waiting for containers. Those containers are coming soon. There will be Riffle. Riffle will be available at midnight tonight through the entirety of the holiday season. So we're not going to be doing the 48-hour availability. We're not going to be doing the 1 week limited availability. Riffle will be available from now until December 31st. The Trove Chest will be available for pre-order. Again, that will ship toward the end of Q2 of next year if you pre-order it. But if you have not gotten a Trove Chest yet, you will be able to pre-order one during the holidays. Cloud Storage. Cloud Storage will be available to pre-order. So if you are a Cloudspire fan and you did not get in on the Harbinger campaign, or you're a new Cloudspire fan who just got all their new stuff and you want now the Cloud Storage because you realized Cloudspire is amazing, that will be available for pre-order with a similar fulfillment timeline of Q2 of next year. Some Too Many Bones deals. If you order any Too Many Bones base game, so Too Many Bones, Undertow, or Unbreakable, you'll have the opportunity for free to get the associated 40 days, caves, waves with more baddies and more encounters. So during the holiday season, if you order any Too Many Bones base game, you will get that. If you order any 4 expansion gear locks, you can get a free set of the Too Many Bones brass mags, which is a pretty killer deal on Too Many Bones stuff. There will be a massive Burn Cycle bundle that's basically like the complete collection at a massive discount. There is the older 20 Strong, the original trilogy of 20 Strong decks. There's a deal going on those. What am I missing? There's a lot of stuff. So look forward to that. There's deals on curios. There's deals on plushies. There's deals on lots of stuff. This is always our biggest sale of the year. And again, especially when it comes to smaller stuff like the Chef Class Pack, Tanglewoods Rose, etc., we kind of wanted to release all of this stuff together so that you had an opportunity to save on shipping and you didn't feel like you had to pay $8 over and over and over again to ship these tiny little things in the mail and that sort of thing. So lots of good stuff coming. We'll be unveiling it all at midnight tonight, and none of it is like a 48-hour, get in. We don't do doorbusters. We just kind of run this sale through the holidays, and I think it's a good one with some exciting things happening this year. So check that out. There'll be emails going out, over the next 48 hours if you're on our mailing list, and we'll be talking about everything on social media and so on and so forth over the next handful of weeks. And thanks for your patronage in advance. We appreciate all of you. Couldn't do this, obviously, without your support and your financial support, especially as it relates to buying our stuff. So yeah, so that's that. I know I'm gonna try and get an update out basically for every single campaign this week. As it relates to updates, again, there are changes like, you know, 1 week shift in the Dragons of Etchinstone fulfillment timeline. I know we have more Cloudspire stuff coming in the next week that we are going to be trying to get out the door. Obviously, global partners need an update from where things are at with Spiral Galaxy and Aetherworks and VFI regarding like Tanglewoods shipping and all of that kind of thing. And then also just continued translation updates. Again, most of the Elder Scrolls translations are very, very close to going to print or are already going to print. Roth translations need an update because some of those are getting ready to go. There's just a lot of stuff. So I will be endeavoring before I leave for Thanksgiving. I'm here the main 3 days this week, so today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. I am endeavoring to get updates out for all of our campaigns so that going into the holiday weekend, I can hopefully unplug, eat some turkey, fall asleep, watch the Packers beat the Lions on Thursday. You know, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. All right. So I'm going to dive into questions. If you have questions, we're going to do a brief Q&A here. And I always say brief Q&A and then it turns into like 3 hours. But if you have any questions, throw them in the chat right now, please. Because as soon as I'm done with this, I have to go start getting everything buttoned up for our website in a major way so that we are ready to launch all of this stuff that we just talked about tonight. All right. When will cloud storage be arriving / shipping in the U.S.? I believe so we have like 3 containers arriving here in the next week to week and a half, again, depending on when they actually show up. There's Cloudspire stuff coming. There's Dragon stuff coming. There's Too Many Bones restock stuff coming. I think there's Roth restock stuff coming. It's a lot. There's a lot of stuff about to arrive. And it was all supposed to be staggered, and now it's all going to arrive like within 3 days of each other. So that's kind of neat. But I believe cloud storage should be on one of these containers. I think it's pretty much, I think there's just one container of cloud storage coming in the US. I would have to check on that. But again, I would say that is cross-dock. And again, if you don't know what cross-dock means, it means it comes off the container, it gets put on a pallet, it gets a label slapped on it, and it gets put right out the door, basically, to be picked up and shipped. So it should be very, very fast. So yeah, I think it will be shipping sometime in the next 2 weeks in the US, if I'm not mistaken. But again, I will get an update out with those exact details to you, again, by the end of this week, once I am able to talk to our logistics team and get my head wrapped around all the stuff that's coming. Any plans to have accessories like a dice tower or play mats for 20 Strong in the future? That's a good question. Maybe a dice tower. We might look at doing something like that for the Awakened Realms campaign. We haven't decided to do that yet, but we don't hate that idea. And some of the other, like the Hoplo and the Too Many Bones dice towers have done pretty well for us, especially on campaigns. We've talked about this before. On the playmat side of things, we haven't done a 20 Strong playmat simply because the way that the like table, board state setup, whatever you want to call it, is very different from 20 Strong deck to 20 Strong deck. You know, you've got the Victorum Pyramid thing. You're going to see today, you might be able to even see on the top-down camera right now, that Tanglewoods Rose uses a very unorthodox sort of like pathing structure. You'll see eventually that the Nemesis deck uses actually a similar setup to this for the spaceship that you're exploring, which is literally called the Nemesis. But yeah, so we've avoided doing that simply because we don't feel like we can guarantee that any playmat we put out will for sure contain every permutation and type of setup that we do for 20 Strong moving forward. And we don't love the idea of putting out a playmat that puts those constraints on us either. It would feel weird designing a 20 Strong deck that we knew wasn't going to fit on an accessory that we sell. And the design limits for that are more important to us than having an accessory out there that people can buy. Hopefully that makes sense. So yeah, so probably not a playmat, especially because it would get so large it would have to be so large to ensure that it could accommodate everything that we might want to do with that in the future, if that makes sense. Where are you? Where are we on Dragons of Etchinstone? Will you be able to order it tomorrow? So you can actually order it right now in pre-order status, but yes, it will be in the United States. It will be coming out of pre-order tomorrow. But we're offering a huge blanket statement across, especially because we expect probably like over 1,000 orders of Tanglewoods Rose to be happening, which is like almost its own little mini campaign in and of itself. Everything for the holidays will be a 1 to 2 week shipping timeline, simply because we expect to be absolutely swamped. And that's on top of the Cloudspire and Dragons of Etchinstone fulfillment that we need to also be handling during this kind of crazy busy holiday season. So, but yes, it will be coming out of pre-order and it will be shipping imminently, but all backers will get their copies first here in the United States before we ship a single holiday or pre-order. So just be aware of that. Will Roth be restocked or part of the sale? I will not be part of the sale. We're not like offering any discounts on it since it's still basically a new release that's sold out pretty fast. I think, and I'm not promising this, but I think we have more stock incoming again on some of these containers. More stock exists. Basically, what we did with Roth was, because you may not remember this from if you weren't following the campaign, but it was like peak tariff hysteria when that game was finishing manufacturing, and that was when like tariffs were at like 150%, and we were trying to figure out what to do, and we we rolled the dice, figuratively speaking, and sent the container like when rumors were starting to go around that the tariffs were going to go down to 30% or 35% or whatever the heck they're at right now. So we basically sent the container when we started to hear those rumors, hoping and praying that it came to pass, and it did come to pass. It was a calculated business risk that we took, but we did not come anywhere near close to shipping our entire inventory of Roth. So there was still a bunch of inventory that we basically left at our manufacturer. Because we didn't want to risk the entire print run getting here and then getting tariffed at 150% and just getting like absolutely murdered on our margins for that game, because that game is expensive to make despite its relatively modest price tag. So anyway, I think we have sent more. I think there's more on the way. I think it is on one of these 3 incoming containers, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not positive on that. That's something that I need to check with the logistics team on. So, do gremlins follow daylight savings time? Probably. I mean, we're all kind of forced to, right? Do we have the option not to follow it unless we move to like Arizona? I don't know. Can we expect more content for Hoplomachus in the future, or is that pretty much complete at this point? I would say we haven't talked about that. So full disclosure, we had kind of planned if Victorum like absolutely blew the doors off in terms of like its sales tail, and if Pandora's Box would have blown the doors off with its sales tail, we kind of had a idea for where Hoplo could go. I don't know that the sales for it would justify another like large box experience, though it does continue to sell like pretty well, especially when we put like bundles on sale and stuff. It really tends to move in a really meaningful way, but it's also a really expensive game to make, so we can't offer those bundles just like year round. If I were forced to put a large sum of money on it, I would say Hoplo is probably done, but I would have said that about Cloudspire a few years ago too, and now look where we're at. So you never know. But no plans for more Hoplo content anytime soon, at least I can say that. Any previews of the Guild Vault anytime soon? So we have sent in, and I'll be talking about this in the first major Heroes of Tamriel update that should drop. That one is probably going to be a next week thing, full disclosure. But we've sent in all the dimensions and like all of the baseline stuff for the Guild Vault to our manufacturer. So they are in the process of putting together essentially like a white box prototype that we can react to. If that white box prototype comes in looking like pretty sharp, again, it'll just all be white. It won't have art on it. But if it comes in looking pretty sharp and it is close to what we want to make the final product, which we always expect it will. We don't usually expect products to look terrible when they arrive. Then we will likely be showing it off at that point. I don't have a timeline on that. It's probably a month away from us seeing a white box sample, but we have given them all of kind of what we view as the final dimensions and final contents of what is going to be, of what's going to be in there. So, yep. Are there plans to create Chip Theory shirts or socks? Would make a great Christmas gift, or sweaters. So again, basically the story on that is that our brand, right, is like high quality, like sort of luxurious board games, right? Boutique level stuff. We would love to sell like branded merch, branded clothing, branded whatever, but it's really hard to stock that kind of stuff in the variety of sizes and everything that you need in like whatever men's and women's cuts and et cetera, et cetera. And for that reason, we have always been resistant to that. Now, we could do print on demand. We could do print on demand clothing and apparel. However, that type of stuff tends to be of lower quality. And so we're like, do we put out merch that we know the print quality on it's going to be a little bit worse than if we actually like, went through a really high-end manufacturer or printer or whatever, just because people want it? Does that rep the brand properly? I don't know. We've been back and forth on a lot of this stuff. A lot of times you see us on stream like wearing, embroidered jackets and that kind of thing, and we have those embroidered locally, and that's really expensive also. So I don't know. I would love to do apparel at some point. Let us know if you'd be interested in print on demand level of quality shirts and that kind of thing from us, because again, we kind of feel like it betrays the brand a little bit if they're not really high quality shirts. Socks, I don't know anything about making socks, to be totally honest. Never made a sock in my life, if you can believe it. But maybe that, those are kind of, there's like 2 different sizes of socks you can buy, I think, if you're an adult man. It's like sizes like 6 through 12 and then 13 through 17 or something. That wouldn't require as much stock, probably, because you'd have just like 4 varieties for men's and women's socks, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about socks. And I'm slowly showing that more and more the more I continue to talk about socks. So I'm just going to let that one go. When will the Betrayal of the Second Era Pledge Manager close? I think we're working on getting a graphic up inside of the Pledge Manager that states this, but plan right now, I believe, is to leave it open until at least July. So you've got a while. You've got a while on that. Basically, we always leave the Pledge Manager open as long as we possibly can before we need to start sending fulfillment data to our fulfillment hubs across the pond, so to speak. So assuming that everything stays on schedule, and we believe it will, the campaign is meant to fulfill in October, which means closing the Pledge Manager in July, sending all of our data to our fulfillment hubs in September, so that when the games and stuff arrive in October, they are ready to go. That's the current plan. If we get behind a little bit, we'll let the Pledge Manager stay open for maybe another month or so. We'll see what happens. When is the cloud storage shipping for those that backed it? They've gotten everything other than that. Yep, I think that will be next week. I think they will start going out next week, at least in the United States. I will be moving in May. Is there a way to change the shipping address for the Trove Chest? Absolutely. You can submit a ticket at any time, and we are happy to change your address. That goes for pre-orders. That goes for pledges. We are always standing by. How much for the Burn Cycle bundle? I don't remember. So, sorry. It's a really good deal, though. I can tell you that much. It's a significant discount. A very, very significant discount. Question about just the metal promo chips that we've done in the past. Still no release plans for those. And when I say that, I mean we do still probably plan to release them at some point. They're just selling you one metal Deslandra chip. Just seems like we're kind of like nickel and diming you. So more likely there will be a big pack of metal chips at some point, which means there will also be more of them at some point. Any sales on coffee? Yes, I believe there is a big coffee bundle sale that is pretty affordable. Any Hoplomachus Victorum deals? Yes. I believe it's very similar to the sale that we ran last summer, which was like $50 off Victorum, or like there's a bundle where you can get everything for the equivalent of like 50 to 60 bucks off. There's a fairly significant discount for Hoplo and Victorum stuff though for the holidays. I don't remember exactly what it is. Like I said, there's a lot. You're gonna just want to check out our website tonight/tomorrow.
It's 2 separate bundles, one for Remastered, one for Victorum.
Okay.
And they both contain some extra goodies.
Okay, so there's 2 separate bundles, one for Remastered, one for Victorum. I'm holding up 2 fingers. I don't know. 2 bundles, one for Remastered, one for Victorum. There we go. They're fairly significant discounts. So, but I don't remember exactly what the discount on. Go Lions! No. Lions will not own the Packers. No, never. Go Lions! No.
Just so you know.
Everyone.
No Packers support in the chat.
Everyone hates the Lions, and you know it. I know it. It's fine. Just live with it, okay?
I don't hate the Lions.
You're not everyone.
All of the gamers who hate sports ball in the chat are just like, please shut up and move on to things I care about. And that's fair. Is there any update on Valenwood restock in the UK? We are in the process of shifting some stock around to get more Valenwood to the UK. I don't know exactly where it's at this exact moment. But I know we were in the process of getting, I think, a bunch of it out of like Aetherworks and VFI and shifting it over to Spiral Galaxy since it was selling super well in the UK. Question, what's the most underrated Thanksgiving Day food? I don't know that I know one that's underrated. There's several that I feel are very overrated. And obviously the most overrated one is soggy bread, which a lot of people call stuffing. But, you know, let's be real. Nobody wants to eat disgusting soggy bread. So go Packers and no stuffing. Underrated, I don't know. My favorite Thanksgiving food is like any variety of mashed potatoes. So they can be very boring and like straight up and just mashed potatoes with like whatever cream and a little bit of gravy or whatever. It can be like chives and other cool fancy sour cream stuff in there. Any mashed potato, I'm there. I'm there for the mashed potatoes. Also, green bean casserole is a hard pass. Hard pass on that. All right. Will the spend $200 and get a TMB expansion bundle be available? Will that be a part of our promotions? No, that promotion will be temporarily, at least that's the plan, temporarily turned off for the holidays in favor of these other different and more aggressive deals. Odds are that build your own bundle promotion will come back probably after the holidays, but for the holidays we're doing it a little bit differently. Part of that is because we just want to change things up and take different approaches to see what resonates with people. And part of that I think is this idea that if we have a lot of other hyper aggressive bundles on sale, they almost like automatically need to be a part of that broader promotion because of the software we're using. And yeah, sorry, we can't let you buy 8 gear locks, get 2 sets of brass mags, and get another free expansion all at the same time. There are limits to what we can offer you. I'm sorry. Any news about the possible reference card pack for Betrayal of the Second Era, like the one that you did for Burn Cycle? So we already kind of talked about that. You can get that for now. I should mention, I don't know what this is going to mean in the future in terms of like how we're going to release it once all of this stuff prints. But we put in we are doing a free reference card pack for Betrayal of the Second Era. It is included in the errata pack that we have on the Heroes of Tamriel campaign. In the future, once we sell through this original print run of Betrayal of the Second Era, we will just be including these reference cards in the base game moving forward. For now, if you have purchased the base game and you would like to get those cards, it is free. You have to pay shipping, but it is free in the Heroes of Tamriel Pledge Manager. All you have to do is add the errata pack, which is 0 So that is the best way to address that for now. In the future, when all that stuff comes out, we may sell that reference card pack for like $5 or something on our website. I'm not sure, but for now, we're just pointing people toward that errata pack to make sure that you can be one of the first ones to get that updated reference card pack. So, any news on, so question basically, can I get the question about shipping on the free promos for following Heroes of Tamriel if they're just buying the Guild Vault? I don't have any news on that. There's not a really clean way that we can handle that internally. That's probably going to just be the type of thing that if you go through support, they can help you out in whatever capacity we're able to, and that might be a sort of like after the campaign fulfills type of thing, because again, there's just not a super easy, clean way to do it. I don't know. We'll have to talk about that internally. I'm not sure. For people who do not have or want cloud storage, will you have a video showing how to store Cloudspire in the existing boxes? Well, here's the thing. It's not all going to fit super cleanly in your base game box, which is kind of why cloud storage exists. There's probably an optimal way to do it to get it down to the least amount of boxes, and we can endeavor to try and figure that out for you and maybe show that off. But we are to the point where we now have enough Cloudspire content that, it's not going to fit cleanly inside your base game anymore, unfortunately, if you have everything. If I order Tink, will he be in the old box with the old logo, or can I finally get the newer box? I have no idea, and that's probably region dependent. I don't think Tink has seen any changes other than the logo on the box in a very, very long time. I realize we've got some people who want their shelves to look super clean and all identical and have all the spines match and all that kind of thing. I get it. I enjoy that as well. It feels nice when they all match. And we did change our logo, but I am not sure in terms of like what's in the warehouse right now. And again, it probably varies by region, to be honest. So even if I gave you an answer for the United States, that answer might not be true in Europe, etc. Make me a Brass Mags bundle for both Chip Theory and Burn Cycle, please.
Raven says in the chat, old box still in the U.S. for the most part. Same with Gasket.
Okay. So it sounds like in the United States, Tink and Gasket both have the old logo on them. We're still chewing through an older print run of those. So sorry to disappoint you on that front. There is I think the Burn Cycle bundle that we have going up for the holidays is everything. It's not just Brass Mags, if that's what this question is getting at. But that's not a terrible idea, depending on what our stock levels are at. Maybe we'll add one. Might not be tonight, but maybe we'll add one for Brass Mags, and we'll talk about it. Yes, I did at least offer a brief rundown of what's available for the Black Friday sales. You'll want to go back to the opening of the stream. It's one of the first things I talked about. Will promos and riffle stock last for those of you in the UK who can't be up at 6 a.m. exactly for the start of the sale? Yes. I don't think there's anything... Actually, I think the most limited stock thing we're going to end up having for the holidays in terms of demand versus expectation is actually just Too Many Bones base game. We are sort of awkwardly between print runs on that right now, and we're getting an infusion of it here in the United States, but it's not like we're getting like 5,000 copies of it. So that is actually, I think, probably the only thing that might sell out during the holidays. But everything else, I think, will have plenty of stock in pretty much every region, and you won't need to worry about it. This is not, this is not Tickle Me Elmo or whatever. I don't even know what the hot.
Nintendo Wii.
It's not a Nintendo Wii. Has there been a super hot holiday item like in the pop cultural zeitgeist in the last 5 years? I don't even know.
It was the Wii.
Furby.
Labubu's.
Labubu? What is Labubu?
Labubu?
I'm showing my age. What's Labubu?
I'm the young one.
It's like an ugly Beanie Baby.
It's
But
an
they're
even
good.
uglier.
They're better. I like them.
This is not Labubu's.
They're
I don't.
bad.
They could honestly, they could be trolling me right now and making up things, and I wouldn't know. They could tell me it's
Durango.
Bladudu, and I'd be like, sure. I don't know what that is. A Durango? Yeah, I don't know. Any Black Friday sales on Open Dark Roast specifically? Again, there is a coffee bundle. I don't know if it's just the coffee or if it's like the coasters and I'm not remembering exactly, but there is some coffee and curios sale type stuff. Will the Tanglewoods Rose deck get translated by language partners or stay English exclusive? I believe everybody who has translated Tanglewoods is interested in also translating Rose at the same time. It's really good and it's really great, and I think they would, they've already put the effort into working on this world. I don't know who we've specifically signed contracts with, and I know a lot of translation partners are just now starting to get really like deep into the woods on translating the Tanglewoods stuff. So they may not have. I know. So they may not have signed it specifically yet, but we've received no indication that anybody is not interested in it. I think it will absolutely come out in other languages. And if it doesn't, we'll be looking for probably new partners that will release it in those languages. So, will European orders placed tomorrow be delivered before Christmas? Yes, they will, unless it's a pre-order for something that comes out next year. Question about Roth errata. We'll be covering that in a future Roth update. Roth is doing really well. It's selling really well for us. And we will be, anything that we can address in terms of errata or rules clarifications or that kind of thing. We're presently working through what we can do to address that for the first print and new prints moving forward. So when is the next Cloudspire campaign? Oh, it's never going to end. It's never going to end. No plans for future Cloudspire campaigns at this time. Sorry to disappoint you all. I'm going to have to say that for another 3 years before you finally get us to do something else new. What's the next Chip Theory Games IP? If you can't say, are you working on one? Will there be another hand in Pocket Game / Pocket Game? How much turkey do you eat? That's quite the lineup of questions. I can say, what can I say? We have dropped a clue somewhere in our socials regarding one of the games that we have coming in 2026. It is a game designed by David Gordon, who you may know from the I think Monkey Palace Lego game. You may also know him from Finspan.
The penguin one. There's one with penguins?
There is probably one. Yeah, he's so hot right now, to quote Zoolander, but he has had a whole bunch. He's kind of like suddenly burst onto the scene as a designer. He's a great dude. So him and his co-designer Ryan Rodriguez have a game that we have signed that we will be looking to crowdfund next year. You'll get a hint about what the next Neon Night IP is, which is sort of a Chip Theory thing, but during the holidays, there will be a secret mystery item included with all holiday orders, spoiler, and that will give you a glimpse of what the next thing coming from Neon Night is, and that will be a campaign running in February. We're really excited about that one. I've sort of been teasing it and talking about it for a while. We are internally working on a big box thing that lots of people will be interested in, that we've also sort of alluded to in previous streams. And then actually last week, we took a pitch for a game that we've been looking at for a while that we are intending to sign that may show up next year. The big box thing we're working on that we presently intend to release next, or to put on crowdfunding next fall, depending on how development continues to go for it, we may push that off into a 2027 campaign, just to make sure that it's fully ready to show off in a meaningful way. I can't really talk about what these IP are, but there are some clues for some things scattered across the universe. You're gonna have to do a deep dive though. They're not super obvious. But I don't eat a lot of turkey. I do not eat a lot of turkey. So I do enjoy turkey, but I'm not like, I'm not eating like 3 pounds of turkey. Again, more of a mashed potatoes guy. Give me like 20 pounds of mashed potatoes. I will eat that all day. Will there be another in-hand / pocket game? We are we are interested in more micro games, pocket games, in-hand solo games. Again, Joe Clipful himself, designer of Dragons of Etchenstone, has pitched us more than one, and we are interested. What we have told Joe and what we will continue to say is that a lot of it's going to come down to how does Dragons of Etchenstone do after it's released. The campaign did exactly what we expected it to do. It did very, very well for us. We were very happy with the result. The question, but we're not going to keep running crowdfunding campaigns for pocket games, most likely, simply because the ceiling on them compared to the amount of work that we put into a campaign just doesn't match up. And again, we knew that going in. We knew that going in with Dragons of Etchenstone that it wasn't going to be like a $2 million campaign, right? But really what it was a market test for us to say, like, are people interested in this size of game and product from us? And I think the resounding answer was yes, enough that we would look at just releasing them directly into the world in the future, similar to what we're doing with Tanglewoods Rose. But a lot of that's going to come down to how well does Dragons sell once it's actually out. We've proven at the campaign level, but similar to some franchises, even like Cloudspire, do very well at the campaign level, but they don't tend to have a super long sales tail afterwards. So we're always kind of gauging that to see what we want to do in the future. But we are very interested in more pocket, smaller products. Whether or not we ultimately go forward with any of them remains to be seen. So come by Dragons of Etchenstone on Black Friday if you haven't. Tell us that you want that stuff. The best way to vote for anything is with your wallet when it comes to telling us what you appreciate and enjoy. Somebody just saying they're rolling because I don't know what Labubu is. I'm sorry. I'm very behind on like pop culture things. I was just telling the guys before the stream started, we just watched K-pop Demon Hunters last night, and people have been telling me to watch that for like 6 months, maybe more. And we just finally watched it as a family last night. It's great, by the way. It is fantastic. It blew away my expectations. Just another question about Dragons of Etchenstone and whether or not we're going to look at more stuff. Again, Dragons of Etchenstone, successful for what it is, but again, we do need more than $300,000 to make this company continue to go year over year. So just depends how it sells overall. We would love to turn that into like a. We even talked about turning that potentially into like a little imprint, like Chip Theory Pocket, that has a slightly different, again, just product expectation. You don't necessarily expect a chip. You don't necessarily expect neoprene. It's just, card games, that kind of thing. So are there plans to add more Tanglewoods expansions after Rose? Not right now, but maybe. We would love to do more in the Tanglewoods universe. Not necessarily with 20 Strong, but like in just this universe, there's so much art and so much just fun to be explored in this world. And Manny's worked so hard to make all these illustrations that we kind of feel like it would be a shame to never revisit this world again. And so I think at some point, I don't know when, honestly, might be years from now, but at some point we would love to come back to Tanglewoods and do maybe like a medium weight or big box game set in this universe, but nothing more for 20 Strong right now. I think Manny has done enough art for 20 Strong Tanglewoods that he's kind of onto other things for the time being. So, yep. Cloudspire promo packs and 20 Strong promo packs available for pre-order over the holidays. Yes. Any previous promo products that have already shipped and fulfilled in some capacity will be available to purchase during the holidays. Question: silk ties? What? Am I missing something?
In relation to clothing merch.
Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that was the Chip Theory silk ties. Sure, and ascots too. Yeah, we'll go with that. Are there any other plans to do 20 Strong collaborations such as Neon Rain? 20 Strong is doing fantastic for us. Aside from the Awakened Realms stuff right now, truly, definitively, we're not working on any other 20 Strong decks at this exact moment. We are working on the Awakened Realms trilogy of decks, and that's it for the time being. But part of that is because, again, White, Gold, and Red are releasing tonight, officially, finally. Rose is releasing tonight. Cloudspire 20 Strong is here. It will be releasing officially probably in January once Cloudspire Fulfillment wraps. Globally, I should say. But we've been working on a lot of 20 Strong around here over the course of the last 2 years. And so it's all kind of coming out right now until we get the gears going again and do some more. So yeah, yes, we would love to do more in any number of universes. We've talked already about how we'd love to do Betrayal of the Second Era as a 20 Strong deck. There's a whole bunch of stuff we'd like to do, but right now it's Awaken Realms, and we're not working on anything else. There's nothing else signed. Everything else beyond that is a mystery. But for those of you who have bought the 20 Stronghold and have a whole bunch of space for more decks, yes, we will be continuing to crank these things out as we have cool and innovative ideas. Again, the series is doing really, really well for us. We couldn't be happier. So, any thought of designing a crowd? If this is used in the chat, actually asking about an unbreakable shadow box to round out their shadow box set. We hear you. Again, we're very tight with Stuart at Artovision, and we ordered a bunch of shadow boxes at Gen Con that actually just arrived like in the last week or two that we're anxiously putting up in our offices and that kind of thing. I probably just need to talk to Stuart and give him permission to make an unbreakable one. They don't sell well for us, just full disclosure on our website. Again, if you haven't looked at Artovision shadow boxes, go look at them. The pictures and photos and stuff that you see online and even videos do not do them justice for how beautiful they are in person. They are just next level. If you want cool, like, upscale decor for your game room, man, I don't think you can do any better. But they don't show well online. They show really well in person. And so they haven't sold terribly well for us, and that's, that is what it is. But we wouldn't have any problem with Artovision making one and just selling it through their website. So that's probably just something I need to talk with Stuart about, because we're not going to do another, like, print run of them like we did and sell through our own website, because they just don't sell well enough because they're hard to show off. Any thought of designing a crowd-funded gaming table? No. That is not furniture is not a product that we are interested in dipping our toe into for the time being. Though I would love a nice chip theory gaming table for my own basement, but yeah, no. Do you think it is possible to bring other IPs such as Cloudspire or Too Many Bones for future possible promos? I mean, we've done a lot of Too Many Bones promos to the point that we actually kind of feel like we don't want to do any more because we kind of feel like it will start to feel scummy that there are like so many of them. But there might be an interesting little thing coming for Too Many Bones next year outside of crowdfunding that is sort of maybe a promo, but better than a promo, but still kind of a promo. I don't know. Pay attention to the spring. For Cloudspire, probably no further promos for Cloudspire moving forward. Again, unless Harbinger really catches fire when it starts to come out. So, if you ordered Burn Cycle today, yes, it would probably be better to wait until midnight to order Burn Cycle. But if you're just getting the base game, no, there's not a deal on just the base game. It's like a big bundle. But if you really want to dive all the way into Burn Cycle, yes, there is a big bundle sale coming tonight for the holidays. If you don't get a hold of customer service in time, tell them that I am telling you on stream that we will, at the very least, give you a discount on that bundle to make it. Again, I can't speak to the shipping because shipping is shipping, but at worst case scenario, we'll give you a price break on that bundle so you can get the rest of the stuff at a huge discount if you've already bought the base game. Can I get TMB 2? Too Many Bones 2? No, you cannot. It does not exist right now, so you cannot get it. Sorry to disappoint. Are we working on it? Maybe. Is the 20 Strong Sentinels core deck up for sale on the site? Still the original smelly print? Or is it safe to order now? I think we still have a handful of the first print that we are working through if you are ordering the 20 Strong Solar Sentinels core set. So yes, I believe it might still smell a little. Apologies. We were, though, planning to basically pull all of the Solar Sentinels decks out of those core sets and just sell the new non-smelly one moving forward as a core set. I don't know that we've had time to do that in our warehouse yet. If Raven's in the chat, she may be able to speak to that, but I'm not 100% certain. So
Telling you right now to not make promises that you can't keep.
I'm not making any promises. I'm literally saying I don't know.
No.
So
Regarding the burn cycle.
Regarding the burn cycle.
oh, I will keep this promise, Raven. So deal with it. Deal with it. We will take a loss on the order if we need to. I am promising it. I am promising that we can do it for this customer. Remastered versus Victorum, which is better for solo? Probably Victorum, since it's designed from the ground up for solo. But there are plenty of people who like the bigger set piece battles from Remastered. So ultimately, it might come down to whether or not you like bigger arena battles with a lot more space to move, or more concise and restricted battles, which is what Victorum offers on all of these smaller arenas. Yeah, if you buy both. If you buy both, you can answer that question for yourself, and you don't need to take my word for it. It's my best LeVar Burton impression. I hope you all liked it. Reading Rainbow? Anyone? No? No? Okay. Whatever. Any components ready to show off for Heroes of Tamriel? Not beyond what we showed on the campaign. Again, we worked very hard to get things up to a certain baseline of showing things off for Heroes of Tamriel during the campaign. Campaign's over. Now we kind of go back to workshopping everything and back to the grindstone in terms of making new stuff. And then, in a couple months, we will have new stuff to show again. Yes, the 20 Strong promo packs will be on sale during the holidays. When will 20 Strong Cloudspire be available? After Cloudspire is done being fulfilled. So again, that is looking like probably January-ish right now. How close is Heroes of Tamriel to being devlocked? It is devlocked. Spoiler. Again, that will be something we're talking about in the next update. But with potentially with a handful of things that I don't know about that I should always offer caveats on, the Heroes of Tamriel content is devlocked, and that means we have it all done from a spreadsheet standpoint and playability standpoint. Now, the hard work of making it look pretty, proofing it, making sure it's understandable, adding art, all of that kind of stuff. That's what will begin to happen now. Will the Trove chest be available in the EU with the same delivery ETA? Yes. Will Aprilis and the Fool be available as part of the holiday sales? Yes. Will any of the TMB promo packs be available? Yes, all of them. Out of the base, Too Many Bones, who is your favorite Gearlock and why? It is absolutely Tantrum, because he's angry. Because he's angry, and he's also the very first character I ever played. And I played Tantrum in prototype state long before I was really doing much work for Chip Theory in general. That was back when I was just writing Kickstarter updates. And I remember having a discussion with Adam and Josh and saying, I should probably understand how to play this if I'm going to write updates. So I got to play Tantrum in prototype state, and he's still my favorite from the base game. Can holiday sales boxes please have a stamp that says from Santa so that you can deny buying yourself games for Christmas? I'll talk to the warehouse about that. That's definitely something I can promise, right, Raven? That every single order will have a stamp on it. I think that's easy to promise.
And a customized note.
Yes, and a customized note. No, we cannot do that for you. I am sorry. Happy about the reference cards in the errata pack. You didn't know that. Well, now you do. And that's what these kinds of streams are for. If you like this kind of thing, if you enjoy finding out things you didn't know, I would consider this one of the most educational channels on all of the internet. We're making Reading Rainbow references. We're talking about gremlins. There's something called Labubu that I just learned about even. And so like and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. Will Felines of Fetch and Bone be available? Yes. You joined late. Did you miss any Elder Scrolls reveals? No. This is not about the Elder Scrolls. We're never talking about Elder Scrolls ever again. We are only talking about Tanglewoods Rose from now on, and Gremlins, and Labubu. No, that we again. As I just referenced, we are kind of back to just nose to the grindstone on Elder Scrolls stuff for the time being, because we pushed so hard to get everything ready to show off for the campaign. Now we kind of go back and do another, like polish pass and dev cycle before we show off everything. We are dev locked on the content, but none of it is in a showable state right now. It will be in the coming weeks. What about multiplayer micro games? I know you have Nemesis coming, but like more small multiplayer stuff. So the secret Neon Knight project that we have in the works is a fantastic multiplayer only experience. The game we took a pitch for last week that we will likely be signing, also almost entirely multiplayer. Like multiplayer is absolutely where it shines. And the aforementioned game that we have coming from David Gordon and Ryan Rodriguez next year is it will have a very good solo mode in it that's really enjoyable, but it is first and foremost a multiplayer game. So, and that is not whatever we talk about this kind of thing all the time. Like, is something that we're doing like a sign that we're going in a completely different direction and we're abandoning solo mode? No. We just also feel like we have enough solo and soloable stuff out there now in the world that we don't necessarily need to make sure that if something's not great solo, we might choose to just omit it moving forward. We know that like Roth solo hasn't been massively well received by some, and that I think that taught us something that, like, hey, if the strength of this thing is really, really, really in the PvP, maybe don't force a mode that you're not 100% sure is going to be an absolute banger. So yes, there will be more multiplayer stuff coming from Chip Theory. We are not slowly shifting to an all solo company. We are also not shifting to an all multiplayer company. We just want something to be available for basically everyone, and so lots of good multiplayer stuff coming next year, both competitive and cooperative. There's plenty of stuff on the radar for both of those types of games. The new thing coming from Neon Knight is exceptionally confrontational and exceptionally PvP in its nature. It's very tactical. It's very, very simple. You'll see. Again, there's some cool trinkets coming in your holiday orders that are going to be promoting the new game coming from Neon Knight that is multiplayer. So, we even if the 20 strong promos run out of stock, will they be available for purchase to get fulfilled later on? They should not go out of stock. We have plenty of them. One of the benefits of selling little promo packs of cards is that you can fit about 70 billion of them in a single box. And that makes it easy to do one big print run and basically have them on hand forever, which is great. How's the complexity of Betrayal of the Second Era versus Cloudspire? I have and love Betrayal of the Second Era. I would say, as a rule, Cloudspire is more complex in terms of its like keyword interactions, that kind of thing, but less complex in its base rules. That said, the asymmetry in Cloudspire is absolutely off the charts. And I think, the chat might actually be better at answering that question for you in terms of what they feel. I feel like, though there's way more rules in Betrayal of the Second Era, I think overall they are all easier to understand and you get less edge cases versus Cloudspire, which again has a few less rules going on, but the amount of keyword asymmetry and faction asymmetry really can create some mind-bending scenarios. So I don't know. I don't think they're like miles apart in that sense. And then I would also say it depends if you're playing PvP or solo. There's, but I would say Cloudspire. My opinion is that Cloudspire is a little bit more complex. But I don't know what the chat would say. So listen to them. Yes, Tanglewoods Rose and 20 Strong Cloudspire will be available as add-ons in the Awaken Realms campaign. Question, which Artovision shadow boxes did you guys purchase for the office? We got a Ponyo one. That went to Andrew Chesney, our COO. I got a Stardew Valley shadow box for my daughter, which she was over the moon about. I have a ton of them in my office already. If you watch the tour of our offices that Board Game Hangover did when they were here for our Heroes of Tamriel weekend, you'll actually get a peek inside my office and you can see all the shadow boxes that I have hanging up. I have a ton of them. I'm like out of room for them in my office. So I got one for my daughter instead. And then Josh Carlson got, he got a Sea of Stars lit shadow box, which is beautiful. He got a cyberpunk inspired shadow box, which is lit, which is amazing. And then I think he got one that was based on, it's like Dark Souls as well. It's like a bonfire. It's like a night by the bonfire. So yeah, anyway. Is Roth still being shipped? Well, I mean, we have fulfilled the English of Roth everywhere, but yes, we have more stock on the way. I think we will have some coming in the next week or two. Okay, lots of comments about Too Many Bones 2. Too Many Bones 2. We've talked about this a lot, actually. So if this is your first time watching one of our streams and you're like, why is he avoiding all these questions? We just haven't said much about Too Many Bones 2 because it is still in a very, what I would classify as embryonic state, okay? So we are not sitting around playing Too Many Bones in the background. We are still in the like exciting ideas stage, not exactly sure what exactly will work or won't work. But a couple of things. One, in the same way that Betrayal of the Second Era does not make Too Many Bones 1 obsolete, Too Many Bones 2, and that's the working title, that is not the final title. We are not in any way, shape, or form looking to make Too Many Bones or any of the previous content obsolete at all. That is not our goal. That is not our plan. It is not purely a like improved sequel that runs on the exact same engine, but like where we, for lack of better terminology, improved the graphics and improved the UX and improved the like whatever. So it's not like a second edition of Too Many Bones. The goal is to create something entirely unique, entirely independent, that stands on its own and justifies its own existence in a massive way. And we think we did that with Betrayal of the Second Era, even though it obviously borrows a lot of ideas from Too Many Bones systems. So this will have recognizable DNA, as almost every chip theory game does, but it will not in any way, shape, or form seek to just be a better version of Too Many Bones. It will have new innovations. It will have new ideas. It will have, again, some of the stuff that we're throwing around will all be revealed in due time. That's all I will say right now. But yeah, it's not going to make Too Many Bones 1 obsolete in the slightest. That's not our goal, and that's not our vision for it. We want it to be... one of the reasons we capped Too Many Bones content for the original series and kind of like moved on was because we felt like we were getting kind of bored of working in that system without doing new things that really innovate. And so we felt like we had plenty of content for the original Too Many Bones system. Anything we do in the future would be looking to open essentially a new system, obviously inspired by the things people love about Too Many Bones, but not replace it in any way, shape, or form. So, yes, every promo pack for 20 Strong will be available. I think there's three, right? There's 2 Tanglewoods ones from the last campaign, and then there's one that we did from the original campaign that has some Tanglewoods cards, ironically, in it. But yeah, yes, they will all be available. I know you've mentioned before how hard it is to work with like licenses and other IP? Have you ever considered doing something in the Tolkien universe? We've considered anything and everything, to be honest. If I told you some of the licenses we've thrown around as ideas to pursue, you'd be like, that's crazy. I can't believe you'd either be interested in that or like, oh my gosh, that sounds so amazing. Which is why we tend to keep our lips sealed on that kind of thing. But yes, we have considered Lord of the Rings. We've considered, I'm not even going to say, again, anything I say will be like, oh my gosh, they're going to try and do that. And I don't know that we will. So I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on that. But there's almost no license that we haven't at least discussed, from very, very popular to very, very obscure to game adjacent to completely out of left field. Again, that would have you being like, what on earth? I can't believe they did that. So can we get a Cloudspire only promo pack? No, you cannot. And that is purely a logistical, that would just be a logistical nightmare. We'd have to cannibalize existing promo packs in order to do that. And the sales of a Cloudspire alone promo pack would not justify the print run. So that's not something that we are trying to be like jerks about and force you to buy Too Many Bones promos to get your Cloudspire promos. It's actually, that question is actually the root of why we are not doing like an all-in 2026 promo bundle anymore. We're selling them all individually because we now have enough IP and series that we don't want to force people moving forward to buy a promo for a game they don't care about in order to get a promo from a game they care about. Unfortunately, as it relates to our legacy promo packs, there's not a whole lot we can do to that end that wouldn't be an absolute logistical nightmare, especially because they're stocked globally and worldwide. So sorry for that answer, but that is the answer. What? Some of these, I know there's probably some of my friends in the chat that are like also trolling me from some for some of these, but I'm not answering some of these. These are terrible questions, some of them. Is the free RPG Day Nom card part of the official promos that are being offered? I don't believe so. I can check on that though. Is there a Cloudspire Shadow Box? There is. I don't know what our stock levels of it look like, if we have any left or not, but there is one. I actually think it's the best of our... Or did we just have that one made as a one-off? I should be careful about saying that. But I think so. We have one here in the office, is what I'm saying. I just don't know that we had a lot of them made. I can't remember, or if it's up on the website. But it actually works the best because the brighter the colors are, the better it works, or the better the effect looks. And the Undertow one looks really nice too. The original TMB cover art is a little bit dark, so the effect doesn't quite come through as much as you might see in other shadow boxes. But why isn't Chip Theory Kids games available in Canada on your website? That is a licensing issue. We did not design any of those kids games ourselves in-house. They are largely designed by Reiner Knizia, with a couple of those other solo games being a different designer from China, actually. And so it's a licensing issue. We don't own the rights to most of those. We are licensing them and publishing them because we like them. And so we only have the license for the United States. We are working on getting it as a global license. But I think I've said before, tariffs have complicated the kids game line a little bit. And so we're kind of in a holding pattern right now, figuring out where we want to go and where we want to take that. If we want to continue to take that places, simply because the tariffs have made our margins on those challenging, is what I would say. So. Any future plans to do more double thick chips? Hoping there would be double thick race chips in Betrayal of the Second Era. It's certainly something that we will be doing moving forward anytime we think it makes sense, but probably not for races in Betrayal of the Second Era, because there's a lot of them, especially when you consider both art variants on them, and then Heroes of Tamriel has new race chips as well. There would be a storage issue if we it's effectively doubling the amount of chips that are available for races, just in terms of size, and it just gets unwieldy. So, when is the sale going live? Sale goes live at midnight. At midnight in roughly 12 hours. If you are not on Central Time here in Minnesota, we will be going live in roughly 12 hours. 12 hours and 13 minutes to be exact. Is there a spot on your website for buying art prints? There is not.
I think they're saying they found a spot that says art prints.
You might be thinking of the metal art prints for Roth, maybe, which was a thing that we did specifically for Roth that we haven't done for other franchises. Because we don't generally offer art prints. It's not a bad idea if that's something you'd be interested in.
We have a collection for it on the website. It is currently empty. It is probably something on the back end.
Oh.
Like something is labeled as one, but it is not a front-facing.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Can you ping our website guru on that?
Sure.
Actually, as long as it's being brought up in the chat.
It is probably the Roth metal art prints. That is my
Okay.
guess.
Yeah. So we have a category for it apparently in our web store that was probably created for back-end organization rather than front-end organization, and it's probably just showing up because of a categorization thing that's going on. If you'd like art prints, though, again, let us know. We have got some pretty cool art that we could probably sell if folks would actually purchase it. So, has anyone in the team played the Dispatch video game lately?
I want to
Good.
try it.
It's
Carter's played it.
It's good.
I want to try it.
Carter behind the computer in the chat is saying he has played it and it is good. Santoro is saying he would like to try it. As far as I'm concerned, this is Labubu. I've never heard of this. What is?
Some of the people from Critical Role, it's a choose-your-own-adventure game similar to Telltale video games, so the old like Wolf Among Us,
I did see something about that. Okay.
Walking Dead.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like a superhero game where you dispatch
Yeah,
superheroes. You don't play as one.
You're not a superhero.
Which is fine.
You're the person who sends superheroes.
Are you
directly
so you're like a 911
yeah,
like
you're a 911
receptionist. I
like,
got you.
you're
Okay.
an operator.
Cool. Sounds neat. I have not played it. Carter has played it and he likes it.
It's good.
Santoro would like to play it. Will we ever get a chip theory concept art book like mock-ups and design process stuff? Good question. Probably not, but that would be something to consider the next time we do a deluxe art book. I know we usually show a lot of finished art. We're always anxious to show off the finished art in a larger scale because so much of it gets shrunk down to chips. But
Release that early Gearlock art.
oh yeah, there's some pretty cool early Gearlock art. Maybe we should just show that in social media and stuff too, because again, that Too Many Bones, man, that game came a long way from its original inception. So yeah. Any plans to ever make another dice game with a solo option besides 20 Strong? No, we will never make another dice game with a solo option ever again. I'm just kidding. Yes, absolutely. There are a couple that are in some stage of development right now, to be totally honest with you. Not necessarily true solo, but again, some of the stuff that I've already talked about on this stream obviously will feature dice in a significant way. So, okay, I apparently have a Labubu on its way to my office from Josh 3, our warehouse manager. Fantastic. Great. Can you expand on the Awakened Realms trilogy? Yes. It is Tainted Grail, Nemesis, and Aetherfields. And here's what I can say. The Nemesis deck is semi-cooperative. Mostly cooperative, but there is a little bit of semi-co-op that you can add to the mix, similar to Nemesis. You'll be moving around a ship, and aliens will be chasing you and trying to kill you. It's like Nemesis, if you've ever played Nemesis. And if you have ever played Aetherfields, one of the coolest things about Aetherfields is that things flip and change throughout the game, and then the next time you get the game out, those things remain in their orientation that you put the game away in. And I can say that the 20 Strong deck operates on a similar mechanic where orientation of your cards matters, and will affect the next time you play the game, which is really, really cool. The Tainted Grail deck, I don't know anything about. I'm just going to be totally real with you. I have not seen that one demoed yet because we don't have a shiny version of it yet with even prototype art assets in place that I have had a chance to get my hands on. I haven't had that one demoed for me yet, so I can't talk about how that one works in any meaningful capacity. But Awakened Realms has, because we did a video about it to show them and make sure that they were cool with it, and they really liked it. So, yeah. But I can say with confidence that we showed the Ether Fields one and the Nemesis one to a lot of the content creators that were here for our Heroes of Tamriel preview weekend, and both of them went over exceptionally well. I think you'll be very impressed and excited to try out those games, and yeah, just excited to show more of them off. Again, they do really put unique twists and spins on the 20 strong system that I think you will be surprised and excited by. So. Yeah, this is a question about just would we ever license our stuff out to other games? So things like Smash Up, Unmatched, Summoner Wars, or even Rolling Realms, that kind of thing. I can. We're not opposed to it. We're not opposed to it. We have only been approached once or twice, and the terms for the things that we were approached about weren't quite what we were hoping for in terms of our ability to make consequential revenue off of them in any meaningful way. So we're not opposed to it if the deal was right and it looked right, and we felt like whoever was asking for it was going to treat things in the right way and rep our brand appropriately. But nothing in the works at this time. So, all right, I think that is everything that I am at liberty to answer that we have seen in the chat. So, question about our, yes, Tanglewoods Rose will be available in the UK tonight. It will be available everywhere. We've actually had the stock of Rose in for a while. Again, like we in order to put it through Barnes & Noble, which it's not going to do anymore, we needed to get the stock here really, really early because they then move it to all their warehouses, around the United States. And so we actually worked really hard to get Rose here a long time ago. We just felt like releasing it on Black Friday was going to be the best possible time, both for sales and visibility, but also we wanted to make sure that as many people as possible had that original Tanglewoods trilogy in their hands already. And we are done fulfilling that in the United States. I know there's still a few other regions that are at least on the fumes of fulfillment of that original stuff. So we didn't want to release a Tanglewoods product before the original stuff had really kind of gotten into people's hands. So, yeah. And then last question, and this is the last question. If you ask another question right now, I'm not going to answer it, and you just need to live with that. But just a question about why do we sometimes change the keywords between games, even if the effect is largely the same? So things like absorb, hardy, stalwart, that sort of thing. The main reason for that is because there is usually like one little tiny thing that is different. This is not always the case, but as it relates to the mechanics of a specific game. So like in Cloudspire, you might need to deal with armor or upgrades, that kind of thing that you don't need to deal with in Too Many Bones. In Elder Scrolls, there might be something that relates to cooldown or I don't even know. It just depends on the game. And for that reason, we try to choose slightly different keywords just so that like the rule lives fully and completely within that game and that game universe. That's it. I don't know. Some people may hate that. That might make things more confusing. I get that. But then when you see Stalwart, you know you're playing Elder Scrolls. When you see Hardy, you know you're playing Too Many Bones. And the hope is that then that keyword connects back to like the exact way that rule interacts with the exact rules of that particular game. Maybe we made a mistake on that. Feel free to tell us that in the chat. We're not perfect. We don't always hit home runs. So, That's all I've got for this Q&A. Thank you for joining us. Again, if you like this sort of thing, like and subscribe. We want to keep doing more of this. We're going to take a 5-minute break. 5 minutes, Santoro?
Yeah.
5-ish. We're going to take a 5-ish minutes break, and then Andrew Santoro will be here on stream to show you for the very first time Tanglewoods Rose, which releases at midnight tonight. There's tons of sales coming. Please come and buy all the things over the holidays. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back in 5 minutes with some world-exclusive gameplay. Holy cow. Thanks for watching. See you in 5 minutes.
Hello, welcome back. That was probably around 5 minutes. I don't know, I didn't count. I'm very tired, so I'm going to show you Tanglewoods Rose. I just returned from PAX Unplugged, so if I get some rules wrong or whatever, that's why. I'm a genius. I won't get them wrong normally, you know, but if any, to start off top, if anyone has any hero they would like to see played, I have the fairy with the turquoise hair, who's also known as the Blue Fairy. I've got the Mermaid Aquatic or the Mermaid Land Bound. I've got Genie Almighty or Genie Eternal. Sounds powerful. And I've also, of course, got Beauty Scholar and Beast Imprisoned, Beast Unleashed, and Beauty Warrior. So if anyone wants to see anyone specifically, happy to play as whatever. And I know this has come up as a question. This is Tanglewoods Rose because of Briar Rose. That's the bit there. Rose is not just a choice. They're all named after colors. Rose is the closest to a color and a name we could get. I probably would have just called this Beauty for the ease, but Rose makes more sense. When will the dice tutorials be released for the rest of the Tanglewoods decks? Soon, I hope. We are doing them all. They are currently working on them all. I know they're just a huge pain to code, so they're working at it. Josh is still in the airport. Man, I got into that airport. I walked to the end of a mile-long line for security. They were doing news coverage of our line, asking people if they wanted to talk about how long the line was. Multiple news channels were just hanging out along the security line. Crazy. My plane wasn't even full. What's going on?
I can't tell if you're pulling my leg or not.
No, that's true. That's true. Then I got on my plane at 5 a.m., which is 4 a.m. our time.
It was fine.
And I tried to watch Megan 2.0, and I just kept falling asleep. It was very fun. I want to finish it. I
Watch
finished
Miracle.
on the way in. I watched The Informant, which I like. I like it now. I've watched it before and I didn't like it. I'm just going to choose one here. So, must activate 2 enemies to gain deployment rewards, and all gold rewards cost +1 gold. This guy's very good stats, so he seems a little easy. Oh, because his abilities are both very bad. Okay, you're frog now. You may banish a die to choose an active non-boss enemy. For the remainder of the round, it has 1 health, 1 attack, no modifiers. In fact, anytime a die would be banished, roll it. If you roll a crit, you recover the die instead of banishing it, then regret.
Push all the cards up.
A wee bit
By
up.
a card. That'd be perfect.
Okay. I've done my setup here. I've dealt myself my path. So you're going to want your A's, your B's, and your C's and your D's. You are shuffling them, dealing them at random. The night sides have special stuff, but the front sides are all exactly the same. So don't worry too much about that. These are all my universal global modifiers. I don't exactly remember. I think it's global modifiers. So these are modifiers that are going to basically give everyone on the field an ability as long as they're active, but they do begin the game inactive. This is my minion deck. I have shuffled it up, and my goal in this deck is to empty this deck of all minions before this timer ticks down from 18. I'm going to just be at a flat 18. That's difficulty level 2. No other bonuses, multipliers. I'd try to go for something harder, but again, I went to bed at 2, got up at 4, got on a plane, and I'm here. So I'm dumb. I'm dumb right now. Here's my items. This is one thing I will point out. The items, the description of them in the book is unupgraded is light pink, upgraded is dark pink. They're quite similar. So look for the foiled artwork on your upgraded sides, serial number on the card on the unupgraded side. There's also one thing that I have caught in the rule book. It says that you can gain, or where is it? Upgrade 1 item in your inventory for the cost of 3 gold. In the rulebook, it says upgrade a random item. It is not at random. There's no reason for it to be at random, so it is not. I believe that's what. If I'm wrong, I don't remember exactly how we ruled on that, but I think it's that way. Shannon, feel free to correct me. I know we talked about this, but again, I am in a fog. So let's see. If you roll 4 misses on yellow in the same roll dice step, you may move the enemy closest to you back by 1 location if it's unoccupied. Yeah, let's try old Beast. I'm feeling
That's
a
pretty
little,
funny,
a little
actually.
beastly this morning. I can roar at them if I miss. I do have to get my dice back because you start with 1 of each die exhausted. I also will have to bump my strategy because 1 is awful, as I know, especially in this deck where your range. So my range is going to be equal to my stamina. So how this deck's going to play? I can double check our rules here. So our round flow is activation. I can deploy any number of enemies, and that's important because I'm trying to empty this deck of all enemies. But if I keep accidentally deploying to the same lane, basically, I'm going to be pushing enemies towards me at a quick pace. Then engagement, I can choose to commit dice, roll dice, etc. Deploying number of enemies. If I choose to deploy 0 enemies, I get to recover 7 dice. So in round 1, if I did that, I'd just get all my dice back. But that would be a pretty wasted round. Let me see. But the other things I can do, there are things I get for deploying enemies. So for instance, for deploying 1, I can gain 1 random item. So just an item from the top of the deck? Bottom? Probably bottom. There's a loud noise. Let me double check. Yeah, it's gonna be the bottom. What am I doing? It's gonna be the bottom. Why am I looking? Flip a location to its daytime side. So again, these have daytime sides, which are all exactly the same, but on the back are nighttime sides. Nighttime sides give enemies that are on that space a certain amount of armor. Armor sucks really bad. So basically, in each apply dice step, in order to apply dice to an enemy with armor, you must first exhaust a number of unapplied dice equal to the armor. So there's armor 1, 2, and 3 on each of these paths. Armor 3 is truly horrible, and we don't want to see it. So flipping a location to its daytime side is very, very good. And then for deploy 1, I can recover up to 2 dice. So I think I only have 1 strategy, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to gain multiple random items. So I will gain 1 random item to deploy 1 enemy. So let's deploy our enemy. How you do that is you draw the top card of the enemy deck. All the enemies have an enemy on the front and a letter on the back. And why I have that is I draw my thing, it's going to go to that lane. How clever. And it goes to the back. And then at the end of each engagement, it's going to move towards me. Or during cleanup. I don't remember the exact timing, but it's one of them. This fella here has 2 abilities. So it has Eclipse, flip each daytime location. This unit... No, flip each daytime location this unit moves or is displaced onto over to nighttime. And then she also activates this modifier. So expose is active. When I suffer damage from an enemy, I must reduce my strategy or recovery rather than my health, if possible. It is barely possible right now, so that's not really much of an issue for me. Much more worried about her just turning everything to night. I do get a random item. I get the Tondo of Blood. Sounds nice. When an enemy would be activated to an occupied location, discarded instead. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I don't want to replace that item. That's pretty good. I think I'm just going to try to recover. I want to get more than just 1 enemy out. So I'm going to add another enemy to recover 2 dice. I'm going to get my yellow and my red so that I have a possibility of using my guy's ability. Add this. It's going to go to C. Oh no, I shuffled these badly, I think, because there's the other one of her. Oh. Okay, so what was her effect again? Oh, gross. Gross, gross. Do I want 2 more dice? Kind of. What are my enemies? Will have +1 health. Oh, yeah, basically, if enemies don't move onto your space and make you take damage, they'll move instead. So that's what we're doing. So this plus speed makes them move 2 instead of 1. That is... Yeah, so the differences between, there's serial number on the unupgraded side, and also there's like a foiling effect on the artwork on the back. There's not a foiling effect on the artwork on the front. It's just slightly unfortunate how close those colors came out, because this is the only deck where the items flip into a completely different item. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun. You can tell pretty easily. Let's get 2 more dice back. I'm feeling saucy. Okay, nice. Walter White. I know that guy. So Walter White, first time each round that a die would be applied to Walter White. Exhaust the applied die, then place Walter White on another unoccupied location at his current range if possible. That's so annoying. Really? She's gonna be sitting here dodging my attacks all day. All right, so that is all of my guys. I don't want to add any more. So now we're into the strategy phase. So we're into an engagement. So I can choose which lane I'm going to be trying to fight in. My range again is equal to my strategy stat, which is 1. So right now I can only affect enemies in this area. That's pretty bad for me. But if I would like, I can exhaust a die to increase that range by 1. I can exhaust another die to increase that range by 1. I can exhaust another die to increase that range by 1. I don't really want to exhaust 3 dice to be able to hit 1 enemy. But I also don't love the concept of night. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So let's say I don't do anything. I'm not going to suffer any damage. There's no enemies coming at me here, but every enemy is going to move forward, starting left to right. Ooh. Are the enemies not on cards? They are not on cards at range 4. They are just at 4 range. Just so you have a chance to start dealing with them before. Oh, nards. That's so bad. So she has activated enemies here have 3 armor. This lady has, 1 armor. That's not the worst. And then Walter White, 3 armor. Gross. Okay, so then I have my recovery, or do I have recovery? That's always the question with these. No, I don't believe I do, because I did not choose. Do I? Double check. I always mess up where recovery is if there's not an enemy that hit me or I hit an enemy. I think I would here because I added enemies. I just didn't fight them. I'm going to do it. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shannon. Almost positive that I do. That was kind of a waste what I did then. All right. Let's see. So now we're into the next one. So how does Eclipse work? Just double checking. When activated, moves. No. You flip each station moves onto. Okay, so I can flip this back to daytime by deploying an enemy. So I'm going to flip this one because that's nasty. But I have to deploy an enemy to do that. Okay, and it goes to C. So she's already moved up 1. So if she was still here, if she had not moved, and I put this guy in, he would displace her forward. But now he's just hanging out back there. In the suffer damage step, spellcaster deals damage to you after moving regardless of his current location. No. That's very bad for me. Huh. It's all so bad for me. Do I want to keep going? I kind of want to flip Walter White's location. I honestly think I'm going to end up tanking his hit. What's his abilities? So when you kill enemies in this one of the decks, they will either have an instant effect, or they can be turned into an item, like a one-time use, or an infinite item, just the holding ones. Or you can use them as gold. You make that decision during cleanup. Walter White is worth 2 gold, but he is very annoying because he shifts around when I try to hit him. And he only hits for 1, so I think I'm just going to leave him alone for the time being. I feel like I have to destroy one of these watchwomen. Since that one has already activated the worst of the armor cards, I don't want this lady to possibly activate this one, so I'm going to choose to be over here. I'm gonna exhaust 2 dice just for the privilege of trying to attack her. And then I'm gonna put 4 yellows in. Oh, no, that's not gonna, because that space is not unoccupied. Let's put all my purples and my red in. That feels like a lot. That seems quite good. So crit, hit, hit. So here's the other thing about this. I can, if I would like, choose to exhaust another die if I want higher range right now, if I want to apply this here. I could also choose to exhaust a die if I want to change lanes and apply this dice on a different lane. I don't think I want to do that because there's only 1 hit. I only have 1 strategy phase, so I don't get a reroll anyways. That was honestly quite lucky what I did. I should have rolled more dice probably with 1 strategy. So I'm just gonna have this watchwoman. Oh, and then I forgot, but I had to exhaust a die just for the privilege of being able to attack because the armor won. Or no, I can use the unapplied purple die because it was unapplied. All right, so she has been defeated. So now I can either choose to take the item, which is a single-use item that lets me change my path. That means I could change my path mid-attack regardless of the situation. I would replace this item, so I kind of don't want to do that. This is still quite good. So I'm going to take it as gold. So it's just going to sit over here, and I'm going to cover it up, and this little gold amount's going to be hanging out there. I have 1 gold. I'm trying to get up to 5 gold because I want more strategy. 5 gold, my goodness. Strategy is so important in this one. I like how much more important we've made things that are not recovery, because recovery was always so OP. So I get to recover 2. I'm going to take a purple and a red. And then all of the enemies are going to go to doing damage, which they can't hit me, so they're all just going to move up 1. You don't, oh, you actually didn't turn this tonight, because you don't have this effect. I'm a dummy. But she does turn this tonight. Okay. Armor 1's not that bad. Alright, so now I can deploy more enemies. Also, this has been 2 rounds so far, so I'm at 16. Oh, that clock is ticking. I'm going to recover 2 dice to deploy an enemy. To be... Oh no, some stuff. So that one also has the thing where it flips cards tonight when it touches them. And it also has Torch. After this enemy is activated, each other enemy on its path moves 1 location toward your hero. Nasty. I think I'm going to get 2 more dice back. That's going to go to C. I'm looking out on not double activating. This guy has the little swift foot. I think he just moves. When activated, move this enemy down their path until they reach another enemy or are adjacent to your hero. That's actually pretty annoying. Oh, and this guy would have hit me regardless of his range, so I'm down 1 health. Yeesh. Huh. Do I want to add 1 more? I've currently got 5 enemies active, so if I add 1 more, this guy will flip. Yellow hits deal +2 damage. While on this side, all of the modifiers are active. Oh, man, I'd have to weather some nasty hits, but +2 damage on yellows is really good. Could I even... I have 1 strategy. Ugh. Okay. I'm not going to do that because I'm scared of having all the modifiers active. That's frightening to me. Do I want... So I guess I'm going to do my engagement then. I need to get the spellcaster, which stinks. Yeah. I just gotta. I again have 1 strategy. So I have to roll 4 health again to overcommit a little bit because I can always recover some dice. And I will exhaust an unapplied hit to ignore the armor, or an unapplied die. Let me just make sure I'm doing that right. I think I can. In each applied dice step, in order to apply dice to an enemy with armor, you must first exhaust a number of unapplied dice. Yes, correct. Okay. And then I'm gonna put 4 hits on this guy here. Yeah. No, this is a real good one. Oh, then I have to increase my range. His range is still just here, so I have to exhaust 2 more dice. Goodness. Okay, so I put 4 on him. Oh, and I'm supposed to leave my dice here to track that I have added that much to my stat. I have 1 more. That guy's got 9 health. Let me just double check if cleanup removes dice on enemy. I think the enemies just keep moving around with the dice hanging out on them. Where's my cleanup step? Cancel, displace enemies, blah blah blah. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, I don't have a good place for it. Increase your range, daytime and nighttime. There it is. Any turns. Where do I find this? I am way too tired to try and read all these words. So where's my engage? Okay, here we go. Those 3 hits. Exhausted, I change your path and apply the remaining 4 hits to enemies on the new path. I'm not seeing it here, so I guess they would exhaust. Ooh, okay, so it's not worth it. Okay, exhausted. Enemy down though, which is good because this guy was just going to keep shooting me at any range. I can turn him into a single-use item that gives him unlimited. That gives me unlimited range for a round, or I can do +1 gold. I think I need the gold. As much as range would be good to have. These become exhausted. I recovered 2 dice. I'll take a red and a purple. Enemies go to suffer damage. Watchwoman moves forward. Goblin mob moves forward. Walter White moves forward. Vampire nesting doll moves into it. Oh no. The vampire nesting doll has the ability, when he's defeated, immediately activate a new enemy on the location where he was defeated. I took my round counter down. No one has hit me. I'm gonna take 2 damage next round if I don't do anything. Alright. So I'm gonna choose to deploy some enemies, just because I gots to. Yeah, those are 2 good ones. Yeah, Burn Cycle's got the minis. I love the minis. Minis you can move around on the board. Best use of minis in a game that I've played, honestly, because they work like a little handle for your chip. Because there's no health chips in Burn Cycle. It's flat. So I'm going to recover some dice and deploy some enemies. So let's recover. Let's get this yellow. That seems good. And a purple. Sure. Deploy an enemy. Goes to A. Goblin. He has plus enemy. Oh no. Oh, so this guy's got the little crown. This is a new type of enemy. So crown guys are bosses. This enemy is placed with your effect reminder cards rather than on a path. It does not move. Your hero can damage it from any path, but requires range 6 to do so. Ooh. I talked to Michael Kelly this weekend, One Stop Co-op Shop. He was telling me how strong he thought Beast was. And I said, that strategy 1 feels very bad. It still feels quite bad. I don't know. I believe him, but... Okay, so all effects are active, which is honestly fine because I'm going to have to flip anyways. And now all effects would be active anyways, so that's perfect. So now I have yellows deal +2 damage. But also enemies are going to have +1 attack. Enemies are going to move 2 locations instead of 1. When I suffer damage from an enemy, I must reduce my strategy or recovery rather than my health if possible. The Cauldron Chef. Each time you pay any amount of gold, Cauldron Chef deals you 1 damage. Get out of here. What are you doing? Huh. I think I gotta activate some more guys. I need more dice. I'm gonna recover 2. Activate a lady onto A. Ugh. I think what I'm gonna do. No, I don't even get to kill it. So Tondo of Blood, when an enemy would be activated to an occupied location, discard it instead. So she would be going here, displacing him here. I'm just gonna discard her. And the item. So I don't get her rewards because she was just discarded. But I also don't have to fight her, which is great. Her health is equal to the sum of my stats. Yeah, no, that sounds awful. And then I'm gonna get a new item by deploying an enemy, because I would love to do that. C. Oh no. Well, that's there, but then it's gonna plus enemy. D. Okay. It's the Mechricon and the Platypus in boots. We love the Platypus in boots. Dice are applied to Mechricon in groups of 2 or more and can only be applied if at least one of the dice is yellow. That's great. I love yellows right now. When Mechricon becomes adjacent to you, immediately activate 3 enemies. No, I won't be doing that. Platypus in boots. 5 health, 1 attack. Just activates modifiers which are already active. +1 health or gain 1 random item when he's defeated. That's pretty good. Candelabra Cadabra is my item I got. Choose any active enemy, roll any yellows until you get a crit from any area, returning it to the same area after. Deal the chosen enemy damage equal to the number of times you rolled the die if the damage would defeat that enemy. Oh, that's very cool. That's maybe the most interesting item I have seen in this game. Each time you pay any amount of gold, he deals 1 damage. Okay, I think I don't know where I'm going yet, so I'm rolling 4 yellows. If I roll some hits, they deal +2 damage, so I'm gonna have a lot of damage. If I leave these alone, I'm going boink boink. That seems bad. This gives me +1 to any stat, but then he goes somewhere else if I use that effect, which seems nasty. If I kill this guy, I get 2 gold. If I kill both of these guys, though, I get 3 gold, which is the difference I need. I would also get 1 health, which these guys are hitting me for 2 down to 2. Let's get all the yellows. All the reds and purples. I'm going to stay in this row. I've only liked this row so far, it seems. But we're going in this row. So I'm going to move 2. Up. That's so annoying. Yeah, I'm not touching that thing. It's got 3. Ugh. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3. I need to exhaust 3 dice. Let's roll them first. See if I need to increase my range. If I roll terribly, I have 1 strat, right? How close? I think I can do that. At any time during a round. So yeah, at any time. So I can roll on my dice, see if it's worth it to even exhaust extra dice to increase my range. Oh, it seems like it'll be worth it. This is 8 damage right here. Ooh. Oh, I can't split it efficiently at all, though. So this is 4 on its own. So apply here, I have to exhaust. Yeah, let's exhaust 3 dice. These are sitting next to me because they are my stat buff right now. So this is 5 damage. You have been defeated. I'll just turn you sideways for the moment. Oh, I have to active another enemy if I defeat him. I currently have a range of 4. I currently am sitting on a bunch of damage. Exhaust 2 more dice. I have range 6, but then I can't change lane. Or let me see. Anytime you're running, you increase your range by 1 for the remaining by exhausting any ready or unapplied dice. Okay. Let's exhaust this unapplied die to increase my range. That brings me up to 5. Increase it by 1 more. And then I'm also going to move. So this one's letting me move lane. So I'm gonna or no, I don't even need to move lane. So this is not. Because I'm just going to blast that guy as long as I have range 6. Can I go 4, 5, 6, 7? Right? My goodness. 7 damage. I'm about to have to flip back though, so that's not great. 7 damage. This guy has 6 health. Oh, I don't even need that. So 4, 5, 6. He's donezo. So some effects aren't active anymore. Yeah, neither of these are. Nice. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay. Can I clear out the rest? I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 more damage. No, I can't. So I'm just going to put 3 on this fella, which defeats him as well, and immediately actives a new enemy on the location where. Oh, and I already looked, so I have to do it. I have to exhaust a die to do that. I'm going to exhaust an unapplied die to do that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm going to exhaust this one so I can put stuff there. Then I activate an enemy. It's the Rave Troll. I hate him because he plus enemy plus enemy. C. Okay, so you guys are all cleared out. You are going to be there, so that's not bad. Come on, not another C. B. Okay, I can handle B. It's another watch woman. Get out of town, man. Okay, so I still have 3. I still have 4 damage to apply. I have such a huge range right now. I might as well exhaust this unapplied die to shift over to here, put this on this guy to just kill him. And then these are all exhausted. I'm going to get a bunch of abilities. These are all my cleanups. I'm going to recover some dice first before they do their movements. So let's see. I can flip up to 2 locations that, I'm going to recover first. So these all become exhausted. I have no dice left. Let's see. At least one of these is going to let me recover 2 yellow dice. So let's get my red and my purple back. Or no. I'm about to flip back because these guys are going to smack me. Yeah, both of them are going to smack me. That's fine. I'll take these 2 back. What does cleanup come? Oh, suffer damages first. Ooh. Okay, so these are my pile of rewards when cleanup comes around. So these are sitting in the Rose Garden is the new area until I decide what to do with the bodies. I can use this before damage. So I can choose any active enemy, roll the yellow die until I get a crit. So let's do this one that's showing a blank because that's obviously an unlucky die. I'm gonna roll this and try to roll it 6 times before I get a crit so that I can just kill a Walter White. Because this is not a die being applied to him. Yeah. Come on. No crit. Does 1 damage. Walter White. Alright. Enemies. Pop, pop. Smack me for 1 each. Or, sorry. Order matters, I suppose. So this lady comes up. Boink. Smacks me for 1. Yow. This guy moves forward. Flips this tonight. Gross. That's fine because there's another person flipping tonight right behind him. The 20 health Rave Troll moves up. Midnight moves up. Mechricon moves up. This fella moves up, discards, and smacks me for 1. I am on my other side because I have lost a stat. Alright. So that was both quite good and quite bad. So now I have cleanup, I get to get a lot of rewards. So I can get 3 health or flip 2 locations to their opposite sides. I'm not super worried about locations right now. 3 gold seems great. 3 gold for that one. Plus 1 health or gain 1 random item. I don't have the strat for a random item, so plus 1 health it is. Or I could have 2 gold. Recover up to 2 yellow dice. I think I have to take that option because of how atrocious my dice pool is right now. And then I can recover up to 3 dice or 1 gold. I only need 1 gold, so I'll recover 3 dice. Oh, and I can take the turn off from, and then this ticks down. I can take the turn off from adding enemies completely. And then I can recover 7 dice, which might be better. Oh, also, sorry, what's the turn? When do I do recover? So I would have 1 less die. Because, in fact, this modifier is active, so my recovery is down, reduced to 1, and my health would actually be sitting at a 4. Gross. 1 recovery. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think I have to take the turn off from activating enemies. I have 6 dice. But I am going to spend a lot of gold right now. I'm going to spend 5 gold to increase my strategy. We're making our way up in the world. That's right. 2 strategy. Maybe I shouldn't do that right before I'm about to suffer more damage. Yeah. Do I just hold on? I think they just hold on to the gold. I can't be spending 5 to increase my stat and then be forced by exposed to lose that stat immediately. Alright, so I'm going to take the turn off from activating enemies. I'm going to recover 7 dice. 3, 4, 6, 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 7 dice. But I still have my engage, so let's see here. I hate that man so much. 9 health. Get out of town. 20 health. In the apply dice step, you may discard items to deal 5 damage to the Rave Troll for each item discarded. It turns into an item when you gain a reward from defeating an enemy. You may ignore its printed reward and gain 1 random item instead. Huh. If no crits are applied to Midnight when he's defeated, shuffle him back into the enemy deck. Get out of town. Watch Woman. Change my path. No thanks. Ugh, it's all so bad. I think I hate the Mechricon the most, though, is the thing about all this. Or maybe I hate the Watch Woman the most, because she's got this effect active. And that is preventing me from buying more strategy. I think I can buy stuff whenever I want with my gold. At anytime you gold. You may spend gold from your cash anytime outside of engagement. Okay. So I can't, after my first roll, buy another strategy stat. That makes sense, I suppose. But I can buy it and then just hope. Yeah. I am gonna spend 5, bump my strategy. Hope that I'm actually able to get the Watchwoman. Be quite miserable if I'm not. Let's roll 4 yellows. Red and a purple. I have a range of 2, so I only have to exhaust 1 to get up to watch. I have to exhaust. Ooh. To exhaust 3 dice to be able to apply dice to her, though. Oh my goodness. Activate Gob on the path of your choice. I think I'm just gonna smash the goblins and try to bump my stats. 3, 6. How are you feeling about 8 dice? I do have 2 rolls this time around, so that's something. Well, that's atrocious. My goodness. Okay. That's 2. If I exhaust 4 dice, I can just get the Watchwoman. Honestly, might be worth it. I have to apply hits. I can't leave hits unapplied. Let's exhaust 4 dang dice. Increasing my range by 1, and then doing armor 3. So I can apply 4 hits to Watchwoman. She's done so. Let's give these a reroll. I had a. Oh, I could have exhausted some of these, I suppose. Because these were all misses, weren't they? Let's do that instead. Exhausting 3 yellows for the armor. Yeah, because that gives me less incentive to reroll this. Let's reroll and see what happens. Why not? There's no, yeah, it's whatever. No thanks. Exhausted. She's been defeated. These are exhausted. She goes to the Rose Garden. She will be turned into gold. I know that already. I'm not even going to think about it. Enemies are going to move. Flop. I forgot you have this nasty effect too. Gross. Stop it. Array of Troll. The Midnight. Oh no. Oh, this isn't active anymore because she's gone. Yes. That effect, what is it? When activated, move this enemy down their path until they reach another enemy. Interesting. So I think that just displaces the troll into me, unless I'm mistaken. So I take 1 health each, and then the Mechricon. I need to get him before he gets up there, because I can't take 2 damage and activate 3 enemies. That's miserable. I do get to recover 2. Let's get a red and a purple back. Or 2 yellows. Let's get 2 yellows. I hate it. Okay. Let's add some enemies. I'm going to gain a random item. Elfish Impersonator. You see that Elfish movie? I loved. What's his name in it? The guy who plays Elfish. So the scout activates the speed effect. That's very annoying. You can only apply dice to the scout if he is the only undefeated enemy active. Come on, man. Oh, also I took this down. I don't think I'm doing too hot. You may pay 1 gold to look at the top part of the enemy deck. That's pretty good. 2 money. As long as he's active, all my guys are speedy. I don't love that. I have 2 strategies. So it's going to shuffle any active enemy back into the enemy deck, then active 1 enemy. Don't hate that. really don't hate that. Let's just use it, man. Let's shuffle his Midnight back into the deck. I hate him. Let's just immediately draw him again. It's pretty funny. It's a squib. I don't like him. He goes to A. Alright, so now let's gain another item. The Pizza Wheel. That's from Elden Ring. After an enemy is defeated, take all dice applied to that enemy, apply them to any other active enemies. Mamma mia, that's the spicy pizza wheel. D lane. Okay. When Swarm Bats is activated, take all yellow currently in the exhausted area, set them to misses, and oh no. Place them on the swarm of bats. For each miss, it has +1 health. So that answers my question that hits do not clear off of enemies. Because otherwise that guy would be like, whatever. Each time you roll 4 more, roll. Oh, that's an interesting effect, though. I do like that. I'm kind of in love with this pizza wheel. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna recover a bunch of dice, way over apply on this goblin, and then blast its bits across the world. I can flip my guy too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm gonna recover 2. Add enemy to B. It's 3 goblins in a trench coat. Maybe my favorite art in this one. This deck has some of my favorite art in this game. Are we adding me? Oh no, you're having conversations in there without me.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm thinking too much, and I'm also quite tired. I'm not engaging with the audience. Feel
You're
free to
good.
feel free to do
Okay.
it for me.
I think people understand.
Let's recover. Oh, then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's dumb though. What I've done, because now all of these are active. I forgot about that part, and my yellows are stuck on that dang bat. Oh, do I want to keep going then? I think so. I ain't scared. Give me those 2 purples. Let's put another guy on A. I hate him. He deals damage to me at any range. Let's recover 2 more. We're going out in style. Goblin. He pluses enemy. That's not good. It's another dang spellcaster. He displaces. He displaces. He displaces. Ah, weird. Okay, so this guy would have actually messed with this goblin. When Squib activates, if there are any other enemies active, place Squib on the closest occupied location to your hero, shuffling the enemy there back into the enemy deck. If the replaced enemy had dice on it, set them to misses and transfer them to Squib. Squib has +1 health for each miss on him. Okay. So that's all still correct. Okay. That's fine. There's still a guy here for me to dump a bunch of dice into. I don't think anything can go wrong if I active 1 more time to get 2 more dice. Right? What's the worst that could happen? A boss is pretty bad. Each time a crit is applied to any enemy, you must either activate 1 enemy or exhaust 2 unapplied dice. Why? Why is that the one? Oh, that was 2 dice for that guy as well. Huh. Well, that was an unfortunate last draw. Well, this is what we're doing. Big meaty chuck. Chucking them all.
Chat says you're doing great.
Ah, shucks. Too kind. You're too kind. This is a lot of damage, actually. I think I might be able to. Take all dice, apply them to any other active enemies. Okay, yeah, this is. Look at all these crits. I'm rolling in crits. 2 misses out of this pile? Whew. So, I mean, I'm going to apply all of these dice to Squib. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 damage to Squib. I think it's safe to say he's been defeated. I will use the... Oh, no. With the crits. Why'd I roll so many crits? So each time a crit is applied to an enemy, I must either activate one enemy or exhaust 2 unapplied dice. 2? So 2 is going to count for 1. And then I have to active 4 enemies to cover the others. Well, let's see. Active 1. Gross. Stop it. All the spellcasters are lining up in one line. So that counts for another one of these. Okay, that accounts for another one. Goes to D. It's not the worst. Account for another one. Activate this enemy. I don't know if this is an optimal play. Ooh. Oh, this is bad. So I'm probably not going to apply this because when this guy becomes adjacent to me, I immediately active 3 enemies. I might just die instantly here if these are all like D's. Oh. Midnight, that's fine. He's in B. Sure. Midnight, he's in D. Okay. So he comes off and smacks me for 2. But all effects are active, so I have to take that to my strategy and my health. Because I can't lower anything else any further. I still have the rest of his resolution adding. Enemy to B. We've survived. Okay. I cannot apply this purple, and I can't re-roll. So I will exhaust it so that I can apply dice to this man, along with this blue for the armor. So now I'll be applying everything. How do you work armor? Each apply dice step. In order to apply dice to an enemy with armor, you must first exhaust an armor. I feel like this item gets around the armor thing, because it says in each apply dice step, in order to apply dice to an enemy with armor, you must first exhaust a number of unapplied dice. I don't know, but I could argue that. So these have been exhausted, so I can apply to an armor enemy. Everything's going on old Squib here. And we're pizza wheeling. Squib is defeated, but everything's getting blasted onto other enemies. So he's going to the Rose Garden. These guys are going to just kill me outright if I don't put stuff on them. 4 damage. 4 damage. That will kill me as well if it gets to me. It has 3, 4, 5 health. Crit hit. Get defeated. That's another spell. There's so many spellcasters. Okay. I think I have done the thing. I can apply this somewhere. Goblin in a trench coat will active enemies equal to my lowest stat when he is defeated, but I need to defeat him because he hits hard. Gross. Okay, so these are all exhausted. These guys have died. Rose Garden, you're fine. He's exhausted. You will have died. Rose Garden, you're dead. Rose Garden. Gross. Okay. Move forward 2. Oh, I think I've died. Because they all move 2, don't they? Oh, I guess if these have any instant effects, maybe. None of them do. Was there one I didn't need to kill? I think I needed to kill... I suppose the spellcaster who was here is going to smack me for 1 regardless, so if I take the 2 crits that were on him, put 1 here, everything else moves 2, 2. Put this somewhere else. Just put it there, why not? No, I'll put it here for the future. Alright, so that's the plan step. So these things exhaust, this guy's dead. Gain 1 random item and upgrade it. Sure. Sure, I'm playing on borrowed time at this point, so let's upgrade this. Imitation Gruel. At the end of each recovered dice step, you may recover all exhausted yellows. That's wonderful. Imitation Gruel indeed. This guy moves forward. He pokes me for 1 no matter what. My stats are a nice slick 1, 1, 1. Also he moves 2 instead of 1. That's why I did the whole thing I just did. Each time Fladnag the Beige moves, activate the highest value gold card from your cache as an enemy on a path of your choice. my man, what are we doing?
You have a sun timer there,
My
Central?
gold turned into a guy again. Oh, the midnight. Okay, does the midnight just kill me? How do you work? When activated, move this enemy down their path until you reach another enemy or are adjacent. Now he just moves right up against me. Ooh, you move too. Oh, I think I have delved too deeply and too greedily is the problem here. Oh, okay. Oh, she has touched all of these, so these are all active. Lady, come on, stop it. What is the torch? After each other. Okay. You never running? Okay. Okay. I get to recover one die. But then my item lets me recover all my yellows because there's my nice gruel. There's no endgame boss in this deck. The endgame is emptying the deck, which is... I think I got a nice like 20-some cards left in there. Also, my stats have been reduced, so I am flipped. These are not active anymore. Oh, they wouldn't have... Oh my goodness, I need to... There's so many interactions. These would not have moved. I mean, he would have still moved up. This one would be here, and let's push to here. This would not be flipped. Okay. Oh, 1, 1, 1. All right. I spent so much gold to upgrade that stat, and then I lost it immediately. I don't even know what to do. I have to recover so many dice. I think I need items, though. The items are really good. This is a beatable one, I know it. I just know it. Oh, and also, if there are 6 or more active enemies at the same time, I flip. So I'm right back here. These are all active again. There certainly are 6 or more active enemies. I need to get that captain. I can't do any work while he's hanging out there. Let's recover. I recover 7 dice. I will die to this man. 7 dice lets me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd have to exhaust 5 of them to have range 6 to start shooting over there. And then I would have to exhaust 2 for the armor. So I would be working with 5 dice. My yellows are really powerful. Huh. Yeah, if you're just coming in now, I am not talking Black Friday stuff. So pop to the front, get some Gilly in there. He's much more coherent than I at the moment, I feel. Huh. I think I get 7 dice back. Active, no enemies. This ticked down last round. I forgot to do it. These dice are back. Alright. I gotta be exceptionally lucky here, and mathematically I might just be done, so anyways. So let's just roll all the yellows and the red. Let's roll everything, because I can always choose to. That's a nice thing I will say about the armor and the range thing. And choose at any point to add. Okay. Oh boy. Well, I'm certainly not triggering the captain's ability to make me have to get rid of stuff to apply crits. Oh boy. That is a defeat if I've ever seen one. I have 5 damage to weigh around with 1 strategy. I could put that over. I could kill this fella here. Alright, so but then everything's gonna move 2. I'm at 1 health. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. I added too many enemies too quickly. Don't do that when you play. I was too greedy. I was treating it like a candy store. But that is how Rose plays.
It's like Galaga.
Galaga. It is. What's his name? That's so mean. I hung out with him for a week. Josh was saying it plays like Space Invaders, and it really does.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both similar.
Hitting 4 watchwomen right off the bat as well was fairly miserable, because having to burn out 3 dice to like land hits on a guy is horrible. It's so hard.
It's like musical quartet showed up and like beat the crap out of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one's good. It's very interesting. It's very hard. Yeah. It's a hard one. It's the most thinky too. I think I was actually dead before I thought I was, because I was seeing that in fact double movement was still active because the scout was hanging out. Plus damage was active with the spellcaster, so I would have taken extra damage. I was dead a few ways. I added too many fellas there. I forgot how many of them add guys on their own. So I was like, I'm the only one adding fellas, and then I add 6 enemies on their own without me getting buffs. Yeah, it's exactly Space Invaders in like a fantasy setting. So any last questions? I'm not gonna run through another one. I'm a little sleepy.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I think people seem good, but make sure to check out midnight Central Time. Central Time. CST, CSDT. Well, Central America's a place.
Yeah.
Which we are not.
Where we are.
And the South is South America, right? Yeah. So yeah, that is going live at midnight. There are deals on many things, including this deck, as in you can buy this deck. There's not a deal on it, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. This deck will be available for the first time in an online capacity. We did sell it at PAX Unplugged, and people were flying it off the shelves. Well, Cloudspire 20 Strong be available to order from the store. I think it's for pre-order right now.
I believe it's a
Yeah.
pre-order.
I don't know when it will go for regular order. We do that when it gets closer to finishing fully fulfillment. And I think how that one went is we got like 1 container way ahead of others, and our facility's very full. So we got it out very quickly, but it was not all of the stuff.
Harbinger is in the middle of fulfillment.
Yes. So as Harbinger approaches the end of fulfillment, Cloudspire 20 Strong will be moved. And that one is wonderful. I played that one last week, and that might be my favorite of them. I love White a lot. Tanglewoods White is my favorite one that I played multiple times. Cloudspire only got to play once before I went out to PAX, and it was a good time. The whole time I was saying, this is not a 20 strong deck. This is very weird. I like it very much, but it does not feel like 20 strong. It feels like Cloudspire. Very cool. I would check that one out. It's also a great entry point for Cloudspire because it is much less thinky. It's still thinky, but if you play Cloudspire, it's a lot of thinks. I'm not sure. I assume it's flat rate shipping. That
Along with
is,
other stuff.
yeah. You gotta. That is kind of why we held off making it available for Black Friday, so that you would be able to buy it with other stuff if you'd like. Because shipping is just expensive. It costs us a lot of money to ship stuff. It really does. No company. I'm telling you, no company's making money on shipping. I wanted to order some of my classic clothes that there was a big sale on my clothes place that I like to buy my clothes from. They're in Australia. And boy, when I hit checkout on that $90 order and they told me I was going to pay $140 in tariffs, I said, I think I'll hold off for this time. I'm sorry. Less new sweaters for me. But yeah, shipping is expensive. Try to bundle as much as you can. We tried to make as much stuff available this time around as possible, because you can also back. You can also get Dragons, Cloudspire 20 Strong for pre-order, Chef Class. I made the Chef Class. It's very good. I'm biased, but you get to be a chef in Elder Scrolls. What's not great about that?
I'll pick up some 20 strong storage options too.
20 Strong Go. That's what I call it. The 20 Strong Hold, the 20 Strong Box. You want to get them all? Probably not. Just get like one. The Strong Hold comes with the Strong Go. And the Strong Box is just a really cool deck box that works with any type of cards. I'm rambling. It looks like we're gonna get that strong shirt. See, multiple decks can be carried around in that bad boy. That is true. You can store 1, a 2, I can't reach that one right now. A 3. This shirt's actually from that site that I was talking about. You should not order. If you're US, it's gonna be hard to order from them at the moment. I think their tariff situation has gotten a teensy bit better, but it's still pretty rough.
For the sake of Centaur's sanity,
Yeah.
we should probably end the stream so you can get some sleep.
Yep. Have a good one, everybody. Stay up late. Not with me. I'll be asleep. But you can stay up late. Check out those holiday sales when they go live at midnight tonight for a bunch of stuff. We're very excited about it. We'll be back next week, probably. I'm not thinking, but I'm fairly certain we're back. No, we're not. Are we? I don't remember. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, if you celebrate. Goodbye.